Hello students, how are you all? Are you all studying? Please students, give time in studies. Today I am going to start class 6, Social Science, Geography, Chapter 5, Realms of the Earth, Part 1st. Do you know students that Earth is the only planet which support life? In last chapter you have studied about Earth, that Earth is the only planet which support life. Now students, do you know what are the things behind it which support life? So in this chapter we are going to study about the things which support life. Okay? Firstly I want to tell you that you can find living organisms from the poles to the equator, from the bottom of the sea to several miles in the air, from freezing waters to dry valleys, from undersea thermal vents to groundwater, thousands of feet below the earth's surface. What are the reasons why these organisms find only on earth? Students, firstly, see, there are three components on earth: land, water, and air, which support life for human beings on the earth. The earth's surface is very complex and made up of lithosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere, and atmosphere. Okay? Four realms of the earth. It is also known as four spheres of life that interact with each other are the atmosphere, the biosphere, the lithosphere, and the hydrosphere. Now, next topic is earth structure. Students, do you know structure of the earth? According to scientific research and calculations, the distance between the surface of the earth and its center is about 6,400 km. Up to a depth of 2,900 km from the surface, the earth behaves like a solid while at depths greater than that it has liquid properties. Till now, no one has managed to drill down more than 15 km because the temperature inside increases with increase in depth. You know students, the temperature at the center is estimated to be about 5000 degrees Celsius. There are ways of finding out what is happening deep down in the earth without actually having to go there. Forces generated by earthquakes and volcanic eruption bring the deeper lying rocks closer to the surface. These rocks are samples of materials that make up the inside of Earth. By studying these rocks, scientists have discovered that our planet is made up of three layers of different types of rocks and metals. And these layers are known as crust, mantle, and core. There are three layers of the earth that is known as crust, mantle, and core. Now, what is crust and what is lithosphere? The outermost and thinnest layer of the earth is crust. It consists of lightest material. Its density is lowest. The material forming crust are mainly silica and aluminium. The crust is also called sial. Its average thickness varies between 8 km to 80 km. It is thickest in mountainous areas and thinnest in ocean bed. It is broken into large continental blocks called plates, which are constantly in motion. The lower part of the crust is sima. It is so called due to the presence of silica and magnesium. It is mostly present under the continents. The layer located under the crust is called mantle. It is about 2900 km thick. These rocks in mantle are so hot that it is often partially molten. On this layer, the rigid lithosphere plates float like ice in a pond. The mantle is classified into two parts, upper mantle and lower mantle. The upper mantle is in solid form and the lower mantle is in semi-molten condition. Now the innermost layer forming the metallic center of the earth is called core. The core of the earth is a dense magnetic ball of minerals, iron and nickel. It is also called knife. The core has two parts. Outer core, it is too hot that even metal melts. Inner core, it has maximum pressure, therefore it cannot melt even though temperature is around 3700 degrees Celsius. It is believed to be in solid state. Students, already I have told that structure of the earth is divided into three parts: crust, mantle and core. Now, crust is also known as lithosphere also. Lithosphere means, students, where we live. Where we live, where we build our house, where we construct railways, roadways, airways, so many things. So this part is known as lithosphere, and this part is the hard outermost surface of the earth, and it is also known as crust. The earth crust is like a skin that covers the earth. There are two different types of crust: thin oceanic crust that underlies the ocean basins, and thicker continental crust that underlies the continents. These two different types of crust are made up of different types of rocks. The continental crust is made up of silica and alumina, and so it is called sial. The oceanic crust is made up of silica and magnesium. That is why it is known as seam. The crust is made up of tectonic plates which are in constant motion. Earthquakes and volcanoes are most likely to occur at plate boundaries. The Earth's outer crust is covered with soil. Soil is a complex mixture of rotting plants, animals and rocks. Soil is a very important part of the Earth's biosphere. Students, lithosphere is the solid outer layer or section of the earth including crust and outermost mantle. It includes the outer part of the earth like continents and ocean floors. In fact, this is where we all live on earth. Where we live on earth, that part is known as lithosphere. where we construct our houses, buildings, railways, where we do farming. This is what? Covered with soil. It is about 100 kilometer deep from the surface of the earth. And the outermost layer, that is called earth crust, varies in thickness. The continental crust. It is about 35 km under the continents and up to 60 km under some mountain ranges. And the oceanic crust, it is under the ocean, is about 5 to 10 km thick. Students, the lithosphere includes several landforms such as plains, mountain, valley, plateaus and ocean floors. This variety of landforms is extremely important for our planet as it gives a variety of climatic conditions, support different types of plants and animals and gives a variety of occupation to our people. For example, the plains are extremely suitable for the agriculture, whereas mountains gives heavy snowfalls, provide us with water through rivers. Students, lithosphere. This relief consists of the large land masses of the continents and the huge water bodies called the oceans. It is here that we find mountains, plateaus and plains. We also find life, plants, animals and humans. It has a soil layer that allows plants to grow. Resources like oil, gas and minerals are also found here. Students, the lithosphere consists of two types of crust, continental and oceanic. The continental crust runs below the continents. It is the upper crust and it is also known as sial, which is made up of silica and alumina. Its thickness varies between 40 and 100 kilometers. It is thicker under the mountains. Next is oceanic lithosphere. The oceanic crust is the lower crust where we find oceans. That is known as oceanic lithosphere. And this crust is the lower crust and is found below the oceans as well as under the sial. It is called seema and it is made up of silica and magnesium. Students, it is much thinner with an average thickness of just 6 km. The level of seawater remains the same everywhere. For example, 3,200 meter above sea level means that the elevation of land is measured from the level of the sea, which is taken as 0. Students, our next topic is continents. You know, students, how the continents form? Listen. Earth movements arise inside the earth. The temperature and pressure inside the earth cause widespread changes on Earth's surface. Then the changes take a very long time to happen. Students, for centuries it was believed that the distribution and proportion of land and water on Earth's surface has always been the same and that the continents were fixed in their position. But the earth did not always look the way it looks today. In other words, if we say the United States 1 billion years ago was in a totally different location than it is today. How does this happen? And why does this happen? You know, students? You know, students, the map of the world is like a jigsaw puzzle. If you see it carefully, continents and islands fit into each other. This phenomenon was first observed by a German scientist, Alfred Wegener. According to him, millions of years ago, a single supercontinent, Pangaea, existed. Pangaea broke into pieces due to internal forces, and these pieces started drifting away from each other about 250 million years ago. The two major landmasses, Laurasia in north and Gondwanaland in south, were separated from each other by a narrow, elongated and shallow sea called Theseus Sea. However, the size of Theseus Sea kept decreasing due to drifting of these land masses towards each other and helped in the formation of Himalayas. American continents further drifted towards west and formed Atlantic Ocean. Thus, Wegener theory is referred to as continental drift theory. Students, you know how the formation of the continents, you know? Listen, continents make up the landmass of the lithosphere. Plate tectonics may explain why we have continents. Scientists believe that all the continents were once joined together as one major landmass or giant supercontinent called Pangaea. When the lithosphere broke apart, Pangaea also split into different continents. There is evidence to support this theory. For example, the eastern coast of South America and the western coast of Africa look like they would fit together. And even though they are separated by an ocean, similar animals and plants are found in both the regions. Fossils of the same reptiles have been found in both South America and Africa. The earth was formed 4.6 billion years ago, and it has been changing ever since. One reason it changes is because of continental drift. Alfred Wegener was the meteorologist who proposed the continental drift theory in the early 20th century. His hypothesis proposed that the continents had once been joined and over time had drifted apart. Continental drift is the theory of how the continents move over the surface of Earth. He proposed that millions of years ago, the land on Earth was all hooked together in one supercontinent called Pangaea. It is a student Greek word. Pan means all and Gaea means earth. He said that over the years, the land broke apart and became separate continents. And this is called Wagner's theory of continental drift. Wagner theory was improved upon by adding the concept of sea floor spreading. This new idea was called plate tectonics, formulated in 1960s. According to this theory, Earth has a rigid outer layer known as the lithosphere. The lithosphere is broken up into about 6 large plates and 20 small ones. These plates move constantly, typically at rates of a few millimeters per year, and interact along their boundaries. Students, such interactions are thought to be responsible for most of Earth's seismic and volcanic activities. When plates collide, mountains rise and volcanoes erupt. When plates scrape and slide past each other, an earthquake occurs. The different types of movements of the plates are due to various forces acting on it.